What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who don't know, my name is Chris Moore, and in today's video, I finally got it, boys. Yeah, that's right. We finally got what you 2021 ZX10 owners have been hoping for. Yeah, that's right, boys. The ECU Flash, it's here. 2021 ZX10R Kawasaki ECU Flash is finally here, boys. This thing is one of the most heavily restricted bikes on the market today, and we're gonna be unveiling all that stuff, cutting it all loose, seeing what kind of power this bike has got, what it should have came with from the factory. This particular one is bone stock bike with an M4 slip-on exhaust. You can see it just attaches from here back. We're gonna see what kind of power this bike makes as a baseline pull, just the way it sits. Then we're gonna unrestrict and dyno tune the ECU on this bike. But don't worry, boys, we can hook your bike up too. You mail in your ECU, we'll flash it for you, send it right back out. MoreMafia.com. More details coming up. Here we go, guys. Before we get too involved in this video and we get into dynoing this bike, let me just take a quick second to show you how restricted this motorcycle is. You got one, right? Yeah. You bought a 1000cc bike, right? You didn't get a 1000cc bike. Check this out. Woolwich Racing has hooked us up with the ECU flashing software. Go to other maps here, and then we go to the electronic throttle valve, okay? Sport mode, let's put it in gear. Let's go to first gear. Look at this, 100% throttle, you see right here. Now, as we scroll down, these are our RPMs over here. 70% is the highest you ever go to in first gear. Now, you remember way back when, I bought one of these things when they first come out. I took it to the drag strip. This thing was so crazy slow at the drag strip, I literally just got discouraged and sold the bike. I was like, until we can flash it, until we can do anything with it, there's no use in me having this thing. Literally, I would launch the bike at like 10,000 RPMs and it would just fall on its face. And then when you go to second gear, the thing would kind of come to life a little bit, but still only 76% throttle in second gear. So you're wide open, the bike says, nah. Only 76%. At 13,000 RPMs, it goes back to 25% throttle. So literally, soft limiter, you feel the thing shut down, it shuts down. Fifth gear, which is where we need all our horsepower. We do go to 100% horsepower. We'll just keep going through the whole thing. Third gear, we do actually get to 100% horsepower, but you can see we're only 100% from 11,000 until 13.2. And then at 13.2, 13.3, it cuts back to 45% throttle. So it shuts the throttle on these things a ton. Fourth gear, we get a little better. It keeps it open to 50% throttle. Fifth gear, a little better. Nope, not today. 39% throttle, guys. It gets worse. And sixth gear, same thing. This thing never makes full power. We gotta get rid of all that stuff. We gotta open up these electronic throttle valves. We got all kind of other maps in here that we can adjust. So I think we're gonna get some really big gains out of this thing. Let's fire it up, see what it sounds like, and then we're gonna do the baseline pull to see what kind of power this thing makes. The way you bought it with just a slip-on exhaust, this M4 sounds super good. Cold start, 2021 ZX10, here we go. It sounds really good, it sounds super rowdy. a two-part video, guys. Yeah, that's right, guys. We're gonna flash it, tune it with what you see, what we got. Then we're gonna take the bike in the shop. We're gonna take this M4 exhaust system off. We're gonna put a full exhaust on, stretch the swing arm. We got all kind of plans for this bike. But in today's video, we're just gonna flash it, tune it, unrestricted. This is the first one we've done. Let's see what we can get. All right, so we just got the ECU, I guess you say access to the ECU. There's the ECU. Wow, the guy that built this thing, he's real special in the head or something. I don't understand why you had to make it this hard to get to it. But anyways, we have finally accessed the ECU. We got our tachometer wire hooked up for the dyno, and we got to see the part number of the ECU. Now, I just showed you the file. Well, I went in and opened up the file for this part number ECU, I guess, which is an American file. It's restricted even more. So look at this, 5th gear. It only goes 100% throttle one time, 11,500, it goes 100%. Then after that, it's restricted everywhere, guys. 1st gear, even worse. I mean, what were they thinking? So anyways, we're about to do the baseline pull on this thing, see what it makes. Hopefully it still runs after I've disassembled like half the motorcycle, I feel like. We're gonna fire this thing up. We got an accurate number for our baseline pull, so we got the tachometer so we can see RPM, piece by piece, what this thing gains at each RPM. All right, guys, we got the bike all warmed up. We're about to do the baseline pull. Listen to the restrictions in the bike. Yeah, that's right, guys. You can hear the bike when it goes wide open, and you can hear when it slows back down. I'll have the throttle locked the whole time, and when we get to about 12,000 RPM, you'll literally hear the throttle plates close back off. 104 horsepower at 13,500. We got 96 horsepower. Oh yeah, it's a new day. We're actually a couple days later. We ran into a couple, I guess you would say, new hurdles we had to jump with this thing. We got the flash to finally take. Everything is going good. We got humongous top end gains. We didn't quite get the bottom end gains I was expecting. That tells us there's got to be more restrictions left in this thing in the engine/intake system. It's going to be really interesting to see what part 2 of this video does when we change the velocity stacks, when we change the full exhaust, when we change the air filter. We got a lot of changes in store for this thing. I'm really curious to see how much power it picks up. I'm going to show you the final numbers here in just a second, but take a look or a listen to the way this thing sounds. I'm going to scoot you over to this side so you can hear this monster. I have got the D-cell fuel cut option added with the pops and burbles. Check out the flames and the way this thing sounds. It is insane sound. did you think about the sound of that thing? Oh my God, it sounds extremely angry. We got it all pretty much ready to rock and roll. We ended up with some pretty good numbers. Look at the gains there on top end. We ended up with 192 horsepower. We started with 174 horsepower. So overall, really, really big gains. I'm impressed with this thing. And top end, take a look at this. We gained, where the factory bike is choking down, we went from 97 horsepower to 190 horsepower. So is it safe to 186 to 189? Is it safe to say we just gained 100 horsepower on this ZX10 Flash? If you got one of these bikes, you know how important it is. You know how restricted these things are. We're gonna find some even more power out of it. This is just step one, stage one of the unlocking of this new horsepower. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Click the bell for notifications so you do not miss the next videos coming up, guys. It's gonna be interesting. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, click the bell, smash the like button. You know the drill. Hit us up, moremafia.com. We will get you fixed up with ECU Flashed, Dyno, whatever you guys need. Hit us up. All right, we're out. See you.